We here back, 2OG Smoking Weed, and here at Rainier Avenue Radio. It's your boys, Bud Margins.
Mr. Good Kush 89, y'all. No smoke.
Welcome back to 2OG Smoking Weed Podcast. And for the second half of our show, we're going to start it with the segment that we like to call the Gorilla in the Room segment.
Gorilla in the room.
And the Gorilla in the Room segment is the segment about the gorilla in the room. Usually they call it the elephant in the room, but we call it the gorilla in the room. And so our first topic, our first gorilla we're going to talk about in the room, and we're going to talk about the Seattle Mayor, Jenny Durkin. It's been a long time. I've been waiting on this platform for this conversation. And so I don't know what people know about her, but I'm going to enlighten you a little bit. And the enlightenment is that, you know how people look at gorillas as big black dudes, right? And so, you got me and Mr. Good Kush, 89.
Yeah,
And
smoke.
so when we say gorilla and we're talking about her, we mean a white gorilla, okay, y'all? We're talking about a white gorilla, all right? And this is the gorilla in the room. So she was the federal prosecutor that ran African Americans out of the marijuana business in Western Washington through systematic racism tactics that the federal government and the state government been using against African Americans since slavery been over.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I just thought that this would be a great topic to start out about, when it comes to our first show. And so, like if any of you guys got, want to, intervene, got anything you want to say about it?
I want to hear you talk about it. I like to talk about the injustices that are going on and how they ease people out, ease black folks out of the situation, store owners, people that were in. I knew a lot of people that were in on the medical side, that are already in. They were supposed to be first in line when it was turned recreational.
Yeah.
And they all, all of them shops got closed up.
Got ran out,
basically. And it's not like black people don't have money.
And
they don't got just as much money as anybody else to have these stores, because I think that's a misconception that's out there too sometimes. Like, well, you got to have money, That's what,
well, the thing about it is,
black folks got money.
Well, the thing about it is,
stores get licenses.
Yeah, these stores you had to be set up a certain way. You had to be a non-profit, things like that, state license. You also had to have your city license. So when the city gives you those licenses, there's an expectation that goes along with that license that makes it so that you can go to work every day and not really worry about something or someone coming in and messing with you. You know what I'm saying? Now, at the point that they kicked out African Americans, namely me, out of the marijuana business, there were over 1,000 access points at that time, but of course they were Caucasians for the most part.
Actually, over 3,000.
Ooh,
in
no, that
Washington.
makes me madder. that made me 2/3 madder, because to really go after a certain group of people when you have that many access points of business. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Guys, we have to.
Buzz said 2/3 matter.
Yeah.
I never heard that one.
Shit. Yeah, another 2/3. I said one. He said 3.
I'm 1/2 matter. I'm
Yeah.
2/3. I think I'm 1/4. I never heard that one. I just had to say.
Shit.
Exponential anger.
Man, it's ludicrous, and I think that the people have to understand, because this woman, what she does, she's a wolf in sheep's clothing. She literally came here and went to a meeting and said that she was sitting here by Obama, So, and you look at her record. Oh, she's atrocious when it comes to African Americans and doing what's right for them. So I mean,
Well, go ahead, B.
So, one thing you guys just touched on was a myth that has been being put forward that African Americans did not have the capital to get into the cannabis industry. Yeah. We were already in the cannabis industry.
Yeah.
We built the cannabis industry.
Yeah.
the licenses themselves are the value on for the retail side.
Yeah.
That's why they had a lottery for them. You had to win a lottery.
Yeah.
You didn't have. It wasn't a problem of being able to raise capital to get into the market. If you were able to arrange to win this lottery and get a license, the capital supplied itself because the license itself was the resource. All you had to do was provide a little piece of the equity of the company to an investor, and then that would self-fund the company.
Yeah.
There was nothing beyond that. Anything else that these people are trying to
Wasn't
say
rocket
that
science.
we were just unable to participate because we did not have the capital, that is a complete myth.
Well, I know I had the capital, so that definitely wasn't true. I think that was one of their concerns, is that they knew we had the capital. That's why they used the forces that they used. That's why they had the federal government intervene, because they knew we had the capital, and the state couldn't really do anything. So
That's why they legalized it in the first place, because they saw how much capital you
Yeah.
were generating, and they said, "Oh, we want our piece of that.
yeah.
In fact, we want it all. Get out."
Yeah, that's basically what they said, and so these are the things, and we have to name the people that are doing these, that are taking these actions against us. People they always say the government, so that people think it's a machine, but these are individuals that are out there perpetrating these ridiculous, systematic
fraud, Joe.
discrimination
Yeah.
system on us
Mhm.
every single day.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to do something about it. Real quick, you guys, let's do our shout out to Rainer Avenue Radio, y'all.
Love Smoke, man.
Hey.
Rainer Avenue Radio.
Rainer Avenue
Come on,
Radio,
man.
man.
It's your boy Bud Margins.
Mr. Good Kush 89, Love Smoke.
2OGssmokinweed. So let's get back to our Gorilla in the Room section, baby. So, okay, go ahead, continue.
That was it.
Oh,
My
okay.
point.
Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah. So it was just totally unfair to really do what they did, and they knew what they were doing. They try to act like they don't know what they're doing. They try to act like, oh, we didn't know that this was gonna be the result.
Everything's calculated.
Oh
they know.
yeah, they
Everything's
knew. They knew when
Come
they
on,
shut
man.
us down what
Yeah,
they were
come on.
doing. They knew that they were sweeping basically the field clean of all
Running the-
African Americans.
Yeah, you're running the city, you're
could,
running the state, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You're running, you know what I mean? You're running the country, everything is
yeah,
calculated. You know what I mean?
and so now we have this mayor who was the federal prosecutor, and she's running our city into the ground. Look what she ain't even picked up the trash. She ain't there with the homeless. She's there for big business. So we have to
I see a whole
open
lot of
our
potholes that still need fixing.
yeah. So we have to open our eyes
I ran
to
into a big ass pothole the other day.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
my
Blew
rims.
my whole car
Come
up.
on, man. Love Smoke.
yeah. So we have to open our eyes up to this craziness that's going on out here, you guys. We cannot allow them to continue with this, because if we don't speak up and say something now, it'll be too late, because there won't be nothing left. It'll be all soaked up. There won't be any room for it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to take our steps right now and make sure that we fight for the little that's left, And we also need to make sure that in other places that are opening up these marijuana rec stores, that they understand what's happening, so that they can take steps to make sure it doesn't happen to them.
Yes, because it's definitely generational wealth that is being robbed from our community
Oh my God.
Definitely.
on a daily basis.
Come
Oh
on,
my
man.
God. It's just ridiculous.
And that's what it, that's their whole goal, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
it
to
was-
stop community and it's
yeah.
to stop, what I'm saying, wealth and growth.
Well,
you know
this is
I
what
mean?
I say here in
That's
Washington
that's
State.
been the whole agenda, systematic slavery.
With
man.
that one swipe that Jenny Durkin did,
Yeah.
I guarantee you she put about 10 black families that would have been making $3 to $10 million a year out of business.
Yeah, that's a doggone shit. Mm-hmm.
So you think about that 7 years that this place has been they've been open, right?
Mm-hmm.
This marijuana rec stores. Well, you're looking at that'd be like $21 million in your family. You dig?
Come on, man.
And so
Yeah.
just think if you had all three of your
Okay.
rec stores open,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, that you would have won in that lottery. Dig?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're talking about generational wealth and what they did, they allowed everybody else, if they were white, to get in position to win get in that lottery. But they didn't allow African Americans that same playing field. And that is the systematic racism.
Shoot, lotteries are
that we have
rigged,
to
you
deal
know,
with.
just like the presidency. You know how it goes, man. Oh, the votes get lost and the guy gets in office that clearly got outvoted, you know what I'm saying, in the Bush administration, you know, all kind of stuff, man. I mean, shoot, if the elections are rigged, you know everything else is Jimmy rigged, right?
Here you go, Aaron.
They rigged the elections at every single level.
Come on, man.
They rigged who's running against
Big
who.
time.
So, you know, if a party elects somebody and the leaders of the party are able to say, actually, we're just gonna, instead of the people that we're representing, we're just gonna throw in there who we think is, you know, going to, then you know this whole entire system.
Well, yeah, because
the entire system has been
yeah,
corrupt
I mean,
since the
you
day
can put people in
they
jobs that
set foot
they're not even
on this
qualified for.
country.
Right.
Yeah, you know.
Man, that's the
Okay,
gorilla
guys,
in the room, man, for real.
We got 20 seconds left. Does anybody want to say anything else on the grill in the room? Just my last thing I want to say on it is let's make sure that we get out and not vote for Jenny Durkin. Whoever else we vote for, let's make sure it's not her, okay?
Spell America with 3 Ks.
No Jenny. No Jenny.
None of that whatsoever. Okay, you guys. So on to our next section, and that's going to be, we're going to be coming back with artist Northwest B1, and we're going to be listening to his song called 240s.
All right. Northwest B1.
I don't drink 40s. Anymore. Mute the mics, mute the mics.
We learning.
You should be able to yank it now. They're all muted. Cause that's not the level it's recording. That's just the level outside. You see how it's staying the same even when you turn it up?
I can feel the people watching me, but I wonder if they see the feeling that's inside of me. The fire keeps on burning heat. It feel like Miami, and bitch, I feel like number 3. Yeah, yeah. It got cold for a minute on me. Could not fold just like plenty of them. So we got flows for a pretty penny. Some brothers gone, but they still come with me. Niggas be hating, you are dirty. I'm not with talking, but yes, I've been hurting. I have my tongue and I ain't get a word. I love it back cause they see me out working. I'm on my way, but I am not perfect. I'm on a trip, not popping no perkies. I got me a solid and she's not twerking, yeah. And all that bullshit that would've killed me, I could give a fuck if people feel me, yeah. Hide from you, cause I don't want you to see the real me, yeah. You've seen the real me, yeah.
240s, baby.
I want you here for
That's like 2
life.
blunts.
Back in the day.
Want the same
Hit
thing,
the 40s.
yeah.
Yeah.
I with the same gang.
Here you
Ain't
go.
eyes, eight balls,
Here you go.
all good shit. Then I got the Mickey's, that was like my upper class. That was my upper class ball.
Wonder where this life gon' take us. Me and little mama in a foreign space station. Rolling burn a lot. That's all I can see, no faces. Benjamin and Jackson look the same when you get next to them. I should blow it all, cause they come back in a second. Or maybe I should use my head mama status a weapon. I take roll call, and my brother's always with me. We on our way up, check the date 2020. I got some 40s and feeling the 30s. Niggas be hating it, do you watch dirty? I'm not with talking, but yes, I've been hurting. I held my tongue and I ain't get a word in. I know they mad cause they see me out working. I'm on my way, but I am not perfect. I'm on a trip, not popping no perkies. I got me a solid and she's not twerking, yeah. And I let go of shit that would've killed me. I could give a fuck if people feel me, yeah. I want you here for life, don't you want the same thing, yeah. The same thing, yeah. I want you.
Welcome back.
We got a show on February 7th at Factory Lux, Seattle. We're gonna be performing. I'm gonna be performing both of the songs that you guys just heard there. We're gonna have the entire gang out. Make sure that everybody you know tells everybody that they know to tell everybody that they know to tell everybody that they know to pull up.
What's the name of that show?
It's gonna be Valentine from Cash.
Okay, and that's at the Factory Lux, 3100 South Airport Way.
February 7th.
Or Airport Way South, excuse me. 3100 Airport Way South.
Doors
Pull up,
open up
pull
at
up.
7:30, and we will be going until 12 to 1 o'clock, depending on the crowd. So come and push that motherfucker till 12.
Man, okay, you guys. Shout out to Rainier Avenue Radio, you guys. Thanks
Shout
a
out
lot.
to Rainier
Rainier
Avenue
Avenue
Radio.
Radio World.
Love Smoke, Rainier.
All right, you guys. On our next segment here is our Black Excellence in Cannabis section. And this is where Mr. Barfield has the floor.
So I wanted to start with letting everybody know that February 17th is African American Legislative Day in Olympia, and that's our day to go down to Olympia and meet with the legislators and basically make our voices heard, sit down and meet with them on a one-on-one basis. And
It ain't gonna be like the last time when I was there, is it?
when they call the police,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully not. No, hopefully not. No, that was the LCB. This will be the. This is actually the state representatives and the senators. This is open access to them, where you can go down, sit down with them, let them know, what your issues are, and make sure that they know that they are there to represent us and put forth an agenda that benefits us.
That's right.
And that's really important for us to participate in that, because I've been going down there, and I'm telling you, the lobbyists are all over the place down there every day, all day. They're there, doing what
Greasing
they.
palms.
But they're on pay. Some of
greasy
them are on
palms,
payola too. I think what's probably gonna have to, somehow we're gonna have to get a system together where somehow we're taking money out their pocket. That always moves.
That's how it hits them.
That's how it hits them. It always moves. We're gonna have to somehow figure out a way to take money out their pocket and let them know we're serious and we need inclusion. You know what I mean? But some type of system, some type of way. That one store, that's minor. It's black owned. We gotta find it. And maybe you might have to drive out your way. You know what I'm
Is that
saying? To
good
go to your
21?
store. You know what I'm
It's
saying? And
number
go get that. And go get that. Yeah,
It's in Burien, Washington.
Oh, Burion's.
Yeah, you probably not. Okay. And get that, but we're gonna have to somehow take
The nice
money
part
out
of
their
Burion's.
pockets. Somehow. I mean, that's my take. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I think you do. I think that you gotta hit them in the pocket, because that's the only thing that makes them move. Nothing else will make them move. Bullets don't make them move. Cursing at them don't make them move. But you say you gotta open up that wallet, they moving.
Right.
That's that's what you got to do to get things done.
Well, I do know that the special interests out there, the major corporations, they have paid lobbyists. They are representing their interests on a daily basis, and that's how they are able to move their agenda forward. And I just know that we need to engage.
So we need some black lobbyists down there fighting for us.
Exactly. We need lobbyists. We need an economic base to be able to fund those lobbyists.
Yeah, because they got to get paid.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of time and a lot of energy to be, to be putting into something, and, so if you're gonna be out there fighting, you got families and stuff. You have to be compensated for that. So yeah, I can see where you have to, have a fund, raise money to pay people to go down there and fight for you every day.
Right.
Just do it. So what else is cooking?
Well, down in Olympia, what's cooking is the multiple pieces of legislation they're trying to push forward, and all of it is bad news for African Americans in the cannabis industry. They're consistently trying to move forward in an agenda of monopolization and consolidating these licenses into fewer and fewer hands. They're trying to allow out-of-state money to come in from people from anywhere to own and operate businesses in Washington State. In order to, if that happens, the value of these licenses will go up at least 30% overnight.
Wow.
Yep.
That'll further price us out of the market as far as access, because they're not allowing any new licenses at the time right now. So our only option at all is to buy a license that is, in a good location, minimum $2 million.
Wow.
Which, as you know, we should have been able to apply for these, licenses and operate them. What, $250 for an application fee and like $1,500 for the actual license?
For the actual license, yeah. And it was $1,500 a month until you actively started your store, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what the cost of those licenses were.
What was that?
You had to pay a fee every month, a monthly fee until you started your store, right?
No, just 1 year. It's
Okay.
annual.
Oh, okay, so $1,500 a year.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. See, yeah, the thing about it was it was so inexpensive at that time to get going and get into that business that when it was the perfect time and that everybody was getting into the business, they just did not allow us to do it. So it's incredible, it is incredible. We got 4 minutes left, you guys. That was Mr. Aaron Barfield, and that's his Black Excellence in Cannabis segment, and we will be back next Friday with the 2OGssmokinweed podcast, and we're gonna wind it down with our ending to our show with listening to our
Outro.
outro.
Yeah, outro.
2OGssmokinweed.
Love smoke.
Oh, can we talk about can we just mention the documentary real quick?
Sure.
So, we, another project I'm working on every spare moment I have outside of Black Excellence in Cannabis is a documentary about Mr. Bud Margins himself, Breon Corbray, and the ordeal he went through with being driven out of the cannabis industry. It is entitled The Modern Day Lynching of a Black Man, and we will be releasing that in the next few months.
Man,
Look
that's
for
gonna
that.
be exciting.
Look for that. Modern day lynching of a black man. Look for that.
So that's Mr. Aaron Barfield of Black Excellence in Cannabis, you guys.
Shout out to Aaron Barfield.
Shout out. So you guys, this is 2OG Smoking Weed. Man, you guys can find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
That's
Subscribe, share, like.
Like, share, comment, follow. You know what it is. 2OG Smoking Weed.
And this is our shout out moment. We want to shout out to
Rainier Radio.
Rainier
Shout out to
Avenue Radio.
Rainier Avenue Radio.
We want to shout out to Black Excellence in Cannabis.
Love smoke.
Northwest B1.
Love smoke.
MJ Productions 206.
Yeah, love smoke. Love smoke.
Mr. Good Kush 89.
Hey, love
and
smoke.
the 2OG Smoking Weed.
Yeah, say that then.
All right, you guys. So we're going to ride it out with our outro, baby.
Yeah. Smoke to that. Smoke to that. Love smoke.